Welcome back to another episode of Ducotto Talks in the car, it seems. um, I'm sorry that it's taken me a while to drop another video. I have been extremely under the weather. I don't know what hit me, but something hit me. I'm not 100% back yet, but I'm good enough to drop another video. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and drop a comment in the video or after the video, or drop a comment below in the comment section after the video if you feel and agree with what I'm saying or not. I still want to hear from y'all. You know what I mean? I want to hear from the community. I want to hear from the supporters, even my haters and rivals. I want to hear from all y'all. So let me know. But for this video, I think it's time we have our talk. And the talk that I'm having, or that I want to have with, my community, is we have 9 games left. So there's a maximum of 27 points. All right? 27 points up for grab left. We're tied on third with 51 points with Aston Villa, who we play soon, resulting in what we would call a 6-pointer. If we win, we gain 3 points, they lose 3, that's 6, or vice versa, right? Right behind us, we have Liverpool, or Chelsea, I should say, and then Liverpool. 3 points, collectively behind us. So what does that mean? That means then, if we're looking at the table and the points left, pundits argue that of the 9 games that we have left, if we were to win 6 of those games, that would put us in Champions League places for next season. So, number one, that's a big thing, right? So now we have to look at, okay, who are some of our remaining games against? We have Chelsea away. We have Liverpool home. We have Villa. We have Bournemouth, Sunderland. So there's wins there that are easy on paper. Now, some will argue, oh my gosh, it's just 6 wins. It's not impossible, it's doable. This and the other. But the issue that is plaguing us compared to, I would say, other teams, is that they have more of a rhythm, a routine when they're playing every 3 or 4 days. Teams like, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, even Tottenham to a certain degree. When you're in Champions League and the FA Cups and stuff like that, it's just you're guaranteed to have to play on a 3 to 4 day rotation. While it's hard because there's a lot of games, a lot of matches being played, yada yada yada. It gives you a consistency and a familiarity in terms of fitness levels, in terms of touches, scoring, things of that nature, right? Where practice alone is not necessarily enough, but the repetitiveness of having to go out, strap on your boots, go play soccer or football, having to play matches, 90 minutes, rotations, all of that stuff. And it gives teams, more chances to, okay, I know how to place his pass to this player running at this speed. I know where to look in terms of cutting passes, having quicker starts during the game, scoring when we need to score, right? That is easier done when you're on a fixed rotation, meaning that you're playing consistently. The issue for us as Manchester United is that we only play one game every 10 or 11 days. So when you talk about the repetitiveness, the consistency of just playing, running, all of that notion, it takes a lot longer for us. Again, to what our players are saying, it takes a lot longer for us to quote unquote get into the game because the rhythm is not there, because we've not been playing well. There's reports that they've let Michael, they feel it, there's a feeling that they've let Michael Carrick down because games that we should have won or that we haven't been great in the past that we should have won that we're losing, i.e. Newcastle. Newcastle was a game we should have never lost, especially being in the position that we're in. So that kind of annoyed me, but shit happens. You know what I mean? We're still in the driver's seat. We're still in that mode to have our own destiny in our hands. So I'm not, it's not the end all be all for me with Newcastle, even though that cheesed me. What pisses me off, or not even pisses me off, but what gets me annoyed is that we have the players coming out allegedly, indicating that, hey, there's a feeling that they've let down the gaffer and so on and so forth. Stuff like that should never come out in the public eye, whether it's real or not, whether you believe it or not, should not come out in the public eye. What needs to be done or should be done is, hey, there's a recognition for slow starts, for poor, just being poor to begin the game, falling behind and making things more difficult for us. These are professional players. I've told you guys for a while, since I've started doing this more extensively, is that we have players on our team that shouldn't be there. We have players that are literally holding us back because they are occupying positions on the field. One's a right back. I don't know what's going to happen there. We have our midfield contingent that's going to be revamped soon. We have injuries. Even the injuries that we have, where's the licks? The last time we saw him was November, December? Where's Mason Mount? De Ligt and Mount were supposed to be week by week cases. All of a sudden, these guys are nowhere to be found. Martinez was supposed to have a knock. Now all of a sudden he's hurt again. And these are players that I actually like, but at the same token, the best ability is availability. And if you can't be available, then you can't be on the team. Now, I understand injuries are a part of the game and injuries happen, but it's like these silent, reoccurring injuries. For example, Mount, he'll be out for months, come back, play a game or two, is out again for another 2 months. You know what I mean? Martinez, the same thing. He had the ACL. I felt like he might have came back too soon, but he came back, is hurt again, gone for about a month or so, comes back, gets hurt again, now he's out right now, right? So it's just tough when you're talking about, okay, we have 9 games left, we need to win 6. There are 6 winnable games in that fixture. One I want to include is Liverpool in that window, or in those 6 games. Liverpool has to get packed. I'm sorry, not sorry, but Liverpool has to and will get packed. This ain't no free Randy. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. This ain't no free Randy. Liverpool has to get packed home and away. And I know for games like that, Chelsea, Liverpool, our players are gonna wake up for it. So those aren't the games I'm worried about. Truth be told, I'm not worried about those games. The games that I'm worried about are the Bournemouth, the Villas, the Sunderlands. You know what I mean? Those are the games I worry of, because it's like, can we bring that aggression? Can we summon that intentionality of, we have to be dominant, we have to be on the ball, and we have to be lethal at every single chance. In the last game, everybody was piss poor. It could be that, you know what, we got the red card. Everyone's like, you know, their guard gets reduced a bit lower, but then we don't do anything. Newcastle has 10 men and they're playing like as if they have 12, and we're the ones playing with the advantage, acting like we don't have an advantage. So can I blame not playing for 11 days as the issue? No. Aggression, determination, desire, those are all innate abilities. You have to have it. Someone can't tell you to go do it. You just have to have it. And that is the issue that I don't think a lot of our players have. They wait for others to try and show that aggression, that desire, that determination, that motivation. They wait for others to do so, but they themselves aren't doing it. Or if they do it, it's only for, I don't know, seconds at a time. So there has to be a better way for us to get more out of these players, but these players gotta have more that they want out of them. You know what I mean? This is not to point the finger or to point the blame, but you can't say, oh, we start the game so lethargic, we're looking so mediocre because we're not playing as consistently as we like. Well, whose fault is that? Whose fault that we lost to Grimsby in the first flip or the third round, or our first time, whatever, up? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that we got bounced out the Carabao Cup? Like, whose fault are those? It's no one's fault but our own. You know what I mean? So that's the, you know, we lost to Schnottenham in the flipping Champions League finals. Whose fault is that? So this whole notion of, it's because we're not playing every single day. That's baloney. That is baloney. We did it to ourselves. We did this to ourselves. So the next step that we need to muster is taking out excuses out of the club and being able to better deal with it. We have 9 games left to win 6. We better win 6+ games. It's not an ask. It's not a want. It's a necessity. We need to be in Champions League for financial reasons, for other reasons like securing the talent and the players that we need. There is a plethora of reasons as to why we need champs. And so that is just my outlook. That is just my take on where we stand at right now. More is needed. More is definitely needed. But we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and address. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and address what is important. And right now, what's important is getting back into champs. You know, if you agree with what I'm saying, if you think what I'm saying is garbage, let me know in the comments below. If you agree with what I'm saying, let me know in the comments below. Ultimately, I want to know. You know, as always, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. This is your boy Ducotto. I'm outie.